Hey you guys, time to wrap up the holiday bots, which I've figured out are to do with Mother's Day, which is on a different day in the US to it is over here anyway. So we've done Mom with Cookies, who was terrible, like 500 at best or so. Then Mom with Hugs, supposed to be 1200, more like 1500 at least. And finally we've got Mum with Advice. Now, I beat Mum with Advice first time round. Mum with Hugs took me 3 turns, right? Just sneaky stuff. And proven very tough. I found Mum with Advice easier than the 1200, if anything. So, but I did that on my iPad, so I can't easily share that with you. So, and anyway, we're going to do one live. So, okay, we've got white pieces. I think I won with the black pieces, and it was kind of a standard c4, d4, knight c3, and I played like a King's Indian setup. Okay, we're going Vienna, obviously. Of course we are. Excellent. The best move. Okay, and now we will go the Paulson attack. If knight takes, we recapture with B, and at some point we're going to play d4. So I can actually get away with that now. Probably want to do that before I develop my light square bishop, because I might want to put it there. So let's build our structure. This is now the foundation of our stuff. Okay, I think bishop d3 just looks like it makes so much sense. It's the place to put the bishop. Now knight e2 is not uncommon. I definitely don't want to put my knight there. So I'm going to bring my knight to e2. It is a move to remember in the Vienna on occasion. Now, bishop out here, I'm not afraid. My instinct says castles, because if black wants to initiate the exchange, I can recapture with maybe either rook even. And then black has now used 1, 2, 3 moves to get his bishop off the board, which is pointless. So I'm going to castle. Just sanity check, yes. I could even capture with a knight if I want to. Okay. He's put his bishop out here. That bishop is now a tall pawn. I don't have any kind of easy ways of getting my queen into here to try and checkmate my opponent, which would be a pretty blunt approach anyway. My knight has options. My knight could come here or here. This pawn is undefended. So, I mean, an idea might be c4. And then if d takes c4, I've got queen takes here. Then he's going to have to, she will have to develop her knight to protect the rook. I don't know. Don't see any much value in that. I could face off the bishops here, try and trade off. But this knight is going to have to be used in the attack in some way. The question is, does he want to come here or does he want to come here? Now from either square he can then get to h5, which is quite interesting. Also possibilities of queen g3. Queen can't go here, you see, that's out of bounds. So I'm thinking maybe knight here, maybe knight f4. If bishop takes, yeah. Knight f4. Okay. And now we've completed development. Look at us. Hooray for white. Okay, we're doing all right here. Now, f6 is challenging. Notice that my queen is on that file. So if pawn takes, I can't automatically recapture with a bishop because it's curtains for queenie. Now, but having said that, I think queen g3, queen g6, and I'm threatening mate on h7. So queen g3 takes, even bishop takes. I just like that. I like that structure a lot. Now we have to be concerned. What if at f5? Hang on. Hang the heck on. Is this just unstoppable mate? Queen g6. how does black stop queen h7 mate? I think the only move is bishop here, and I just take it. So unless I'm missing, hang on. Queen here has to move the rook, right? Yeah, okay. Then, I mean, this is still good. And queen here, rook moves. Let's say rook d8. Queen here, check. Has to go here or here. And if here, it's pretty bad because my bishop flies in. So we're going to have there, rook here, there, king here, queen h8 check, king here. I'm going in. I'm going to go in. I might need to reposition my... Oh! There was a third possibility we hadn't even counted upon. And we was both immediately arrested, handcuffed. I said, Obi, I don't think I can pick up the garbage with these handcuffs on. He said, shut up, Q. Okay. Bishop takes h6. That was a clever move. Blocking the supporting player. Bishop takes that is free, because Pawnio here on g7 is pinned. And I'm not threatening mate there, of course, because the queen defends, but I am just threatening. You can't take my bishop. Might even just drop the bishop back and... Okay, two options really. Drop the queen back, but then what if pawn here? I'm going to trade off. I'm going to simplify. Happy days. I have the bishop pair. You don't. So no. And now my bishop is under threat. I need to move it. Okay. All of these squares are free. Don't want to move it to c1. Don't see any point in that. I'm just thinking this. That's my instinct. It kind of defends here. Okay, well that knight's not doing nothing. Not doing nothing. Rook a b1 attacks this. So my mission now is to simplify down. Yeah, I want to get to an end game where the board is open and I can use my two bishops and my extra pawn to good effect. Problem is my extra pawn is kind of here. Right? Could argue that e5 is my extra pawn, but that's kind of semantics. If I push takes, I can't take because bishop takes, yeah? I think I kind of also generally want to get my pawns on light squares, I think. So now what? If I play rook a b1, it's probably just going to push. Then I could slip my bishop in here. Let's try that. This pawn's going nowhere, so I don't have to worry about the defense of this. Okay, well that was weird. That was very odd. Now this rook can't move. I mean, why that rook? See, honestly, you get the feeling playing this. This bot is weaker than the second one, the Hugswell. I can't go here. Don't think I want to bust open with these pawns. There's no reason to move these pawns. Right? What I want to do is I want to open up the centre. I want to keep my king nice and snug here, safe in its little cocoon. I want to remove these pawns if I can. So the move I want to play is c4, but I can't play it because it's attacked once, twice, and I can't defend with this rook. So what do we do? What if I just drop this bishop back, maybe? Then I've got two attackers on this pawn. Okay, I'm going to do that. Right, and now your knight has issues. So bishop here now, and I can, I think, eliminate the knight. Okay, Knight now moves. Ah, it's attacking my bishop. That's quite clever. Okay, but it's no longer defending the pawn. So, bishop here. Now the knight moves back. And now if I want to, I can eliminate the knight. King must recapture. I get a pawn. And then suddenly, bang, we're in business, okay? So also, I've got a bunch of pawns on dark squares. It means that my dark squared bishop is not my favourite bishop. And now you've got yourself down to a position, Blackie, of being 2 pawns down in the ending. And the 2 pawns are effectively e5 and h-pawn. And e5 is a totally passed pawn. Now, next question is, do I want to play forward and double up? I think so. Rook here creates an issue. So either she's going to push the pawn, which I don't think, right? Or she's got to play this rook back to defend it. But if this rook moves now, she undefends his pawn. So, oh, you want to trade, do you? Okay, let's think about this. I take here, I'm 3 pawns up. You trade off. I take that with check. The king can't go here and can't go here. So the king's going to go here. That doesn't really work. I think I need to trade first and then go in gobbling pawns. There we go. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Okay, this one's free. Now my king is guarding this square. That's kind of important. My pawn is guarding this square. I need to be careful to note where this rook cannot go. Right, so I've got a rook on the first open file. File B. Black has a rook on file F. So I can dominate this file. It's almost like I don't need to take this pawn. If I take this pawn and black goes here, means I know like this. Yeah? So I'm thinking, I don't have to worry about this pawn right now. I've got enough pawns. Got heaps of pawns. Could even like drop my rook back down to here, maybe prepare this, I don't know. Even just drop my rook back down to here. So let's highlight, for now, for fun, all the squares where my opponent really cannot visit. Obviously, all of these too, okay? Now, is that it? That's more or less it, okay? So all of these squares that I've highlighted now are inaccessible to the rook and to the king. So, the rook, for example, can't come here to attack my pawns on the 7th rank, or my 2nd. The king, oh, by the way, can't go there either. So the king can't get through here either. The king could come through this way, but then that undefends his pawn. So I'm under no stress at this point in time. I'm going to push g3. No, I'm going to push g4. Am I going to push g4? Then I've got h3. Yeah, I'm going to push g4. Sod it. Oh, you're attacking this. Are you? Right there. Well, that makes up my mind. There goes the rook. Okay. And now I can simply push up here. Oh! No, because then you've got that. Oh, that's a pain. Oh, that was good play. Okay, so how about this then? Now I'm attacking the rook, and the rook can't go here or here. Okay. The rook can go here with check. So I want to keep this pawn chain a bit, don't I, really? What I really need to do is be eliminating that rook. If I can get rid of the rook can go here with check. There's not much I can do about that, but it can't go here or here or here. So can I drop back? I drop back, rook goes here. I go there with my king, and I'm covering all the infiltration squares. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Rook, he go here. Rook here. takes, I've got pawn takes. That's all right. That's all right. Oh, not sure about that. Unconvinced about that I am. Rook is going to go here at some point. It's its only way out. What if I go like that and then push a pawn? Does that work? Or are you planning? You can't plan that. You can't get your rook to there. That's not playable. This, hang on, rook e1, and he's got to play that. And then my king goes here. He's got to do this. And now the rook cannot get in. Okay, I'm going to push my rook up. I'm going to try and... Oh, actually... Oh no, because now you've got this. Oh, that's... Okay. So I'm going to put my pawn here, and the reason is because these squares are covered, right? But this one wasn't, so now it is. And what that means is that this king can't get through. So king is stuck, so now it's going to be an arm wrestle. Now if I go here, we've got rook here. I can slide my king over. I think this is all right. King over here, rook can't. Okay, this is all right. This is all good. Okay, and now my rook's guarding stuff. Oh, you can go over after this one and that one. Right. Okay. Let's. I'm getting bored now. Let's do this. Okay. A pawn attack. You've got a pawn with check. There's a possibility of a perpetual here. That's fine. Okay, you can have a pawn. You can have it. I'm going to come back for this one. That comes with check. Okay, back to here. Okay. I think this makes sense. Rook saying, okay, this is fine. You can have another pawn. Right, I'm 2 pawns up. And now, rook e3. I'm unconcerned, unfluttered, unflustered, unimpressed. Takes. That's playable. Okay. So I want to push on. Rook can go here with check. I'll just wiggle my way forward. My rook's covering these, but this is a potential weakness. All right. Okay, drops back all the way. Push the pawn. Okay. Now I've got to be careful about, I don't want to get checkmated. Actually, is that mate? It bloody is, you know. It only is. So, but if I go here, that's mate. Ouch. Oucharoo. Okay, forwards. Remove the... Oh, no, it doesn't work. Okay. And now, I have to push the g-pawn. I have to give check. Push g-pawn again. Push g-pawn, rook here. I've got king there, that's okay. Or just king here. Only need one queen to win. If I push checks there. Go on then. Check and the king has to go here. Or rook there. That means the king is now stuck on the H file. Push forwards. And now what do you do? You've got to take, and now the king's stuck. All right, so now what we're going to do is going to checkmate with king and rook, because it's easier and more fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do, my rook's going to be on the adjacent file to the king, and all we need to do is get the kings in opposition, which means they're 2 squares apart in a straight line. King has to go here. The king has to go in the corner now. Now the king only has 1 square, and then this is checkmate. Okay, because my king is in opposition with black's king, which means the black king cannot progress here, and now that's mate. Excellent. Well, guys, 1600, no. 1500, 1400. So I think, yeah, this is less strong than the mum with hugs. Having said that, mum with hugs maybe makes more mistakes. I don't know, but I don't know. It's just, this just feels like the overall strength just isn't that great. You really can just kind of get stuck into this one and just whittle it down, grind it down, because it just doesn't seem to find the evilest moves. So I think this one should be mum with hugs, and the other one should be mum with advice. That's my thought on it. But anyway, all good stuff, good game. And it appears that the one with the, whatever the word is, some Spanish word for flip-flops, has disappeared. And my theory on that is that it's suggesting that, that the mum is going to hit the child with the sandal, and that's not acceptable in this day and age. So there you go. That's my theory on that. Don't know if chess.com have said anything. Let me know in the comments if you know anything. But that's it. So far, the 3 remaining holiday motherbots have been dealt with. And there you go. So I'm off on my walking trip, and I'll see you in a couple of days. So take care.